So, I reviewed all three seasons now. Let's skip the one that everyone is talking about, season 4. How does it hold up compared to the first three? Does it hold up at all as an example of the series in decline? Well, I'm happy to say that season 4 is just as good, if not better, than the previous three seasons, which is awesome. This season is really, really cool. But honestly, this is the season of Tyrion. That's the story arc everyone's talking about because this is the season where he is just at his lowest point. And he's not the only one. Daenerys, who's always been going good, is definitely having a lot of trouble with her kingdom. She makes some bad decisions up front and it bites her in the ass the rest of the season. Oh, and she finally found out that couple of secrets that Jorah had. Yeah. She banishes him, which while Jorah is a fucking awesome character, I can't necessarily blame her for it. And I'm not for sure, but I'm pretty sure things are only going to get worse. I mean, everyone is just really going through a tough time this season. Most of the Night's Watch is cornered by the Wildlings, but that story comes full circle in the coolest battle in the show. Seriously, that scene of Mag the Mighty just running towards the gate is brilliant. Now, Jon Snow witnesses the woman he loves die, and that's clearly very traumatic for him. I know Ygritte was a wildling and thus his enemy, but it was still very emotional. I mean, like, that kid Ollie just shoots her in the back, and it's pretty sad. The whole episode is awesome, and up there in my favorite episodes of the show now, but not the best episode of the season. I'll get to that one later. Now back to Tyrion, he's actually accused of killing Joffrey. That's right, the biggest douche of a king since Denethor is poisoned. Cersei accuses Tyrion, but it was actually Peter Baelish, also known as Littlefinger, who not only kills Joffrey, but rescues Sansa and takes her to the Vale. Sansa gets another pretty interesting season. You kind of see that she's learned from being around all these bad people this time. But honestly, the show stealer this season is Arya and the Hound. The whole season, they kind of have like a mini The Last of Us thing going on, and it's just awesome. Where the Hound actually does grow some feelings of protectiveness towards her, but I don't think she shared them. Now, everyone knows about the scene where they go into the bar and they have that really funny dialogue about the chickens, but some of you may be finding out that the Hound won't be back for season 5. That's right, Sandor is most likely dead. I see there's a big fight between him and Brienne, who found out Arya was alive from Hot Pie, and after being sent after Sansa, attacked her. And Brienne critically wounds him. She like bites his ear off, which is really, really brutal to watch. And then she like pushes him off this cliff type thing, which is also brutal to watch. Now we don't actually see him die. Arya just leaves him for dead. And like he's begging for her to kill him, but she just kind of leaves him. That's kind of why I think she didn't quite share the feelings he had. But through that coin that she's been carrying around since season 2, she's able to get a ship ride to Braavos. And you may think the Hound's death was the saddest and/or most gruesome death in the show. Nope, that's right. The death of my favorite character is not the most gruesome or saddest death this season. That belongs to Oberyn Martell. Oberyn was a total badass. I actually thought he was going to be one of the new main characters. And with an interest like that, how could you not think that? One of the first things he does is stab a Lannister soldier in the wrist. He has quite a bit of hatred for the Lannisters. See, he's come to King's Landing for revenge after the rape and murder of his sister. And he gets the perfect opportunity when, before the trial of Tyrion is over, Tyrion demands a trial by combat. Oberyn says he will be Tyrion's champion, which is such an awesome scene. He talks about seeing Tyrion as a child. It's really cool. But you might be wondering why he wants to be Tyrion's champion if he hates the Lannisters so much. Simple. That would mean he'd be going up against Gregor Clegane, aka the Mountain, who is responsible for Oberyn's sister and her children's death. Now, the fight between the Mountain and Oberyn is just as awesome and twice as intense as the battle between the Hound and Barrett. I love that scene where Oberyn's just like jumping around, twirling his spear. It's really freaking cool. And for 10 seconds, like for about 10 seconds, you really think Oberyn won. Because he critically wounds the Mountain with a spear, but the Hound hasn't confessed, which Oberyn has been trying to get out of him the whole fight. So he takes his spear out, and then it happens. The most gruesome scene since the Red Wedding. Oberyn gets a little too close, and boom, Mountain knocks him on his back, knocks out a lot of his teeth, and begins to gouge Oberyn's eyes out. Now, that's really gruesome to watch, but the worst part is the fact that Oberyn is screaming in pain this entire scene. It is so hard to watch, man. Like, and he does confess. Yeah, he does. Before popping Oberyn's head open like a melon. It is horrible. Horrible to watch. Now, you may be wondering what's happening with Theon Greyjoy. Now, his sister, Yara Greyjoy, actually tries to rescue him from Ramsay Snow. She fails, and when she sees Reek, the character that Theon's basically become, she just is heartbroken and leaves, saying that her brother's dead. Theon takes this fort. He like pretends to be Theon Greyjoy, like if that makes any sense. It's actually a really cool scene. But yeah. Other than that, like Ramsay, Roose, Bolton, Theon, they don't really do much this season. Back to the aftermath of Oberyn's death. I have used Oberyn's death scene to blow the mind of several friends and even a few family members. Even my grandpa, I blew his mind with that scene. Because no one sees that coming. Nobody. Unless you've read the books, no one saw that coming. Just, it's so hard to watch. And I'd argue just as emotional as the Red Wedding. Maybe not quite that much, but it's easily just as gruesome. Now, everyone thinks after this scene that, oh yeah, Tyrion's screwed, he's sentenced to execution, but not quite. Jaime breaks him out, and I just want to say, Jaime's arc this season has been actually pretty interesting to watch. See, his life has basically just been turned upside down after his sword hand's been taken away. I mean, he's just kind of trying to find his purpose, Just his whole life is now turned around. But he breaks out Tyrion, who actually, not only does he kill Shae, you may know her as his hooker girlfriend, he also kills Tywin, his father. That's right, he kills Tywin on the toilet. Yeah, that scene is so awesome, it's unreal. I mean, anyone who hated Tywin, that's just a perfect scene right there. Now, after that, Tyrion sets sail with Varys for Pentos, which I'm excited to see what happens once he gets there. This was an awesome, badass season, and proof that the show just keeps getting better. I have no idea what is happening next, and can't fucking wait for season 5. So, that's all for today. This is T Quentin 1, signing out.